Hey, 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 welcome to our 2-day travel agent training. This is the Passport to Payday interactive session, and I am beyond excited to have so many people who are interested in learning how they can turn their passion for travel into a payday. So, we are going to get started with tonight's session in about 60 seconds. I do want to give everyone an opportunity to get logged on. Thank you so much to everyone who was here bright and early or right on time. We are going to get tonight's session started in 1 minute. But while we are waiting for everyone to come on over, a quick icebreaker question for you, and you can open up the chat and answer for me there. What I want to know from you is, what was the last destination that you traveled to? Let me know in the chat the last trip you took. It doesn't have to be a passport stamp, doesn't have to be an exotic destination, but what was the last trip you took? What was the last place you visited or you traveled to? Let me know in the chat. Let me know in the chat. We are waiting on a couple more people to come on over, and then we are going to get the Passport to Payday workshop started. Thank y'all so much for being here on time. Open up your chat and let me know, what was the last place you traveled to? And I'm going to put that in the you traveled to. I'm going to put it in the chat. What was the last place you traveled to? Okay, I got some people over on Instagram that are tuned in as well. Disney World, Orlando. Okay, there's a lot of Disney lovers in the world. I'm always shocked when we travel to Orlando, how many Disney lovers there actually are. There are people who are absolutely obsessed with Disney, people who have to go to Disney. It seems like every year they make it a habit to go to Disney every year. So if that's you, let me know in the chat. What was the last place that you traveled to? All right, as I said, this is our Passport to Payday, a 2-day travel agent training. You are in the right place. If you have ever wondered, do people actually use travel agents? How do travel agents actually make their money? Is this something that I could potentially do? I am going to answer all of those questions and more over these next 2 days together. So, without further ado, let's get this party started. If you are tuning in and joining me for the very first time, I always like to give myself a proper introduction so that you know who you are hearing from. So, I am Coriel. I am a happy wife, a mommy of 2, boy moms, checking in, represents. I am a travel agent, certified travel agent, and educator, and I am the co-owner of Elevate Travel Co., which this 2-day workshop is presented on behalf. Now, I became a certified travel agent. I can't believe it has been 10 years. But I became a certified travel agent way back in 2015. It actually might have been 2014, but I started legit hosting my group trips, which is how I actually launched my travel business in 2015. So 10 years ago is when I officially kicked off my travel agent services. And I'm going to tell you, the way that I became a certified travel agent is the motivation for me even teaching this class. It was the motivation for me starting my own travel agency. And it was also the motivation for me not just wanting to launch a travel agency, but wanting to launch a travel agent certification training as well. So when I became a certified travel agent, the way that I got into travel is, I had a girlfriend who saw that I was always traveling. I was always posting about the places that I was visiting. And she had joined this multi-level marketing, network marketing company. I can't even think of the name of it anymore. Don't make me lie, but she joined this multi-level marketing company. I did not know it was a multi-level marketing company, but she invited me to attend an opportunity meeting. And so I went to this meeting. They were all so excited. If you've ever been to an MLM meeting, you know that it's like a cult. Okay. They were super excited running up and down, the aisles of the room, so excited about this business that they were a part of. And they led me to believe that they were so excited because they were making all this money booking travel. So me being the travel lover that I am, I decided, okay, this sounds like a great opportunity. I signed up to join the business. I might have paid, I don't know, like $200 to join the business. Took the training. It was an online training, so there wasn't anybody necessarily teaching me. It was all self-guided. Took that course, and then I completed it, got my certification, and then I was ready to start booking travel. But I had questions because, again, there was nobody teaching me the lessons. It was just self-guided. It was just like an online course. So when I started having questions, because I started promoting myself as a travel agent, and then people were actually interested in hiring me, I still didn't really know what I was doing. So I went back to the girl who had invited me to the opportunity meeting. She connected me with somebody else. And when I started asking her questions, she didn't know any of the answers. And not only did she not know any of the answers, nobody else that I talked to that was a part of that business knew any answers either. And I quickly realized that they were not actually making money booking travel. They were making money selling the business to other people, which unfortunately is how a lot of network marketing and multi-level marketing companies work. They make you believe that they're making all of this money selling the products, whatever the product is. In this case, it was travel, but really their money is coming from building their network and selling the business to other people. I was very disappointed, needless to say. However, I still wanted to be a travel agent. I had still invested my time and my money. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to figure this out. And so I literally quickly figured out that the way that I wanted to build my travel business was through group travel. So because I was already an entrepreneur, I had already started establishing my following and my audience online, I decided that I was going to host group trips. So I began hosting what was called Busy at the Beach, where I would take women from around the country to my favorite beaches around the world. And we would do these 3-day vacations, these 3-day girls trips. We did everything from boat parties to networking events to panel conversations. I would invite other entrepreneurs to come because of a lot of the women in my audience were either entrepreneurs or aspiring entrepreneurs. So we would have conversations around business. I would do a little bit of business coaching. And so this is how I was able to grow my travel business. And so one thing that I want to point out right now for anybody who is here, a question that I get often is this opportunity multi-level marketing? And it absolutely is not. In fact, the motivation for me even starting Elevate Travel Co., which is a full service travel agent company, a host agency, as well as a travel agent certification course, the whole motivation behind me starting Elevate Travel was because I wanted to serve the people who were actually interested in travel, who wanted to learn how to book travel and how to build a sustainable travel business. So if that is you, you are in the right place. If you are looking for a multi-level marketing opportunity, this is not it. I don't have anything for you. When we train you to become a travel agent, we don't ask you to go out and recruit other people to join our next class. When you work under our agency, we don't ask you to go out and recruit other agents to be a part of our agency. That is not our business model. Our goal is to teach you the skills that you need to start and sustain a successful travel business, and then support you on your journey. Because again, when I got started, there were so many things that I didn't realize I didn't know until people started asking me questions. And I'm like, oh, wait, I don't remember that. Or, oh, wait, I haven't experienced that. So we are really big on the education as well as the support, because anytime you start a new business, you can take as many classes as you want. You can have as many coaches as you want. But if you don't have someone that's with you every step of the way and that's supporting you on your journey, then you're going to get stuck. You're going to be stressed out and you're going to be frustrated. So that's why we offer both parts. We offer the training to help you become a certified travel agent. And then we also offer the agency where we have travel agents that work for our agency so that we can support them along their journey. So that's a little bit about Elevate Travel. Now, I told y'all Elevate Travel Co. We are a travel agent certification course, which is what I am going to be sharing with y'all tonight and tomorrow night over this 2-day workshop opportunity. We are a host agency network, meaning when our students graduate from our training course and they get their certification, they have the option and opportunity to work with our travel agency. So think of it like real estate. You become a realtor and then you work for a brokerage. You are able to work under that brokerage. That brokerage protects you. That brokerage trains you. That brokerage supports you. We are like a brokerage, but for travel agents. And then we also offer full service travel planning as well. I specifically specialize in retreats and group travel. One of the things that I learned very quickly is that groups are a gold mine. So if you are interested in either hosting group trips yourself or planning group trips for other people, then I can definitely help and support you in that. But we offer all types of travel planning services. So this is what you can expect and look forward to over these next 2 days together. Hopefully you already have it on your calendar to be right back here tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern for day 2. But for day 1, we are going to get into what it takes to become a travel agent. We're going to talk about what you have to look forward to, what skills you need, what skills you don't need. We're going to talk about some myths and misconceptions, as well as the perks of being a travel agent, because there are more perks beyond just you getting paid. This isn't just another stream of income, but if you love to travel yourself, then this is definitely a business that comes with a lot of benefits. So we're going to talk about what those benefits are and how you can access them. And then on day 2, which is tomorrow, we will talk about how you actually get paid as a travel agent outside of just booking travel. Believe it or not, there are so many opportunities for you to make money outside of just booking trips and planning travel for other people. And we're also going to talk about how to build a sustainable travel business. I know that the majority of people that are here work a 9-to-5. They are not necessarily looking to replace their 9-to-5, but they're looking to supplement their 9-to-5. So if you are a paycheck to paycheck girly, you are in the right place, because we're going to talk about how you can use your travel business to supplement what you already have going on, how you can do it without breaking the bank and without taking up too much of your time or your money. My goal is not to give you a laundry list of things that you have to do, but to show you how easy it is for you to actually get started and how simple it can be for you to sustain your travel business alongside what you already have going on. If you have not yet told me in the chat the last place you traveled to, let me know. I'm curious to know, what was the last destination that you went to? If you do have a passport, what was your last passport stamp? Let me know in the chat. All right, so let's keep this conversation going. So as a travel agent, what is in it for me? Outside of me just making money, what are the true benefits of being a certified travel agent? Well, one of the biggest for most people is the flexibility. So as a travel agent, you get to create your own schedule. I mentioned that we have a host agency, meaning we have agents that work for us, but they are 1099, they are contractors. And so we don't have, a 9-to-5 schedule. You are your own boss. It is your travel business. So you are able to create your own schedule. So if you want to work outside of your, daytime work hours, you can absolutely do that. If you only have time to work during your lunch break, you can make that happen too. If you only have time in the morning before you go to work, that can be your time that you dedicate to your travel business. So you get to create your own schedule. If you are a mom and those kids are going to be running you raggedy over the summer, you can use bedtime, right? We always look forward to that hour, 2 hours that we get once the kids go down. Whatever time you have that makes sense for you, that's the time that you can carve out and dedicate to your travel business. So you get to create your own schedule and you can work from anywhere. As long as you have access to Wi-Fi, you are able to research, put together quotes, and plan trips. You also get access to some exclusive and pretty amazing travel deals, which I'm going to show y'all some examples of in just a second. You can save up to 70% and sometimes even more on your personal travel. So again, even if you just personally love to travel, then this is a great opportunity for you too, because you get to take advantage of travel agent rates. As a travel agent, you also get free travel opportunities with something called FAM trips, FAM. It's short for familiarization trips. And so resort brands, travel companies, suppliers, and vendors will host these fam trips that are exclusive for travel professionals so that you can come tour the properties, learn more, fall in love, so that you can go back home and advertise, share, and promote these opportunities and properties to your clients. So there are tons of opportunities for you to save or potentially travel for free. And then, of course, you get to help others create unforgettable experiences. I know for a lot of people, it's important that you spend your time doing something that you are interested in, something you're intrigued by, something that you're passionate about. And so, if you personally love to travel, you will love helping other people travel too. It just feels good when you get to see your clients posting their trip, their dream trip on social media that you were able to help them get to. So creating unforgettable experiences is definitely a major perk of being a travel professional. And then, of course, you can make income without restrictions. So again, depending on your schedule, depending on how much time you put in, that is what is going to dictate how much you get out. So if you are looking to replace your full-time income, then you're going to have to put in a little bit more time than someone who just wants to be able to afford their own travel or pay for a couple, more vacations throughout the year. So you are in control of your schedule. You are in control of where you work from. You are in control of how much income you earn based on how much work, how much time, how much creativity you are willing to put in. So there are definitely some perks of becoming a travel professional. Okay, we got Bali, London, Paris. I saw Disney on Instagram. Okay, y'all are going places. Y'all are going places. So all of those destinations that y'all have already been to, you can absolutely access some amazing prices and agent rates and perks to those destinations and more. This is what I mean. So I shared some screenshots. I got some receipts. I know the girlies love receipts, and they are part of the screenshot ministry. Okay, so here are a couple of screenshots that I pulled from some of our suppliers to give you an idea of travel agent rates. Okay, so I know this might be kind of small, so I'm going to read it for you. This top one is Phuket. So you can travel to Thailand. Can y'all see how much this is? Can y'all see what the travel agent rate is for this 5-day, 4 nights trip to Thailand, including a tour of Phi Islands? In case you can't see it, let me share it. $487 is the travel agent rate. $487 for 5 days, 4 nights at a 5-star hotel, including a tour of Phi Islands. So when I say you can save big on your personal travel, this is an example of what I mean. Then you have Dubai, and this is a fam trip to Dubai. So you can do 5 days, 4 nights at a 5-star hotel in Dubai for $645. And I believe this one includes, let me look on this screen because it was covered up here. So this one includes water taxi, a vintage style floating dinner cruise, and a barbecue dinner at the desert camp, which is like it's a desert dinner that you get access to. So you get 3 excursions or activities, 5 days, 4 nights at a 5-star hotel in Dubai, one of the most beautiful places. I think everybody should experience Dubai at least once in your lifetime. It was literally magical. If you have not been, it should absolutely be on your bucket list. But if you become a travel professional, a certified travel agent, you can access this opportunity for $645. That is literally unheard of. So 2 examples of travel agent rates. Now, here are two more from a different supplier, and I wanted to show you these because these two actually include flights. Now, I just went on there and searched to see what their current specials were, and I put in Atlanta because that's where I am located. But you can see this one is Riviera Maya, which is basically Cancun, all inclusive. She said that's where I'm supposed to be in my real life. Listen, we can turn your dream life into your real life when you get access to these deals, okay? And everything that I'm sharing with you all, you have access to personally. And then you can also sell these opportunities as well. Now, with these two, these are specifically agent prices. So for these, it might be like $150 more per person as your client rates, but that's still an amazing deal that you're able to pass on to your clients. But your agent rate is what I'm showing you. Now, these Riviera Maya, this is an all-inclusive resort with round trip flights and up to $600 in resort credit. Now, resort credit is usually money that you can use, or like gift certificates that you can use at the spa or at the store that's on the resort, or with different services, or if you want to upgrade at dinner, you can use the resort credits for those different things. So this is 5 nights. If you travel July 1st through August 14th, it's $9.99. So 5 nights, all inclusive with round trip flights from Atlanta for $9.99. This is something super easy, a package that you can promote on your social media, or you can take advantage of it personally. And then this is Jamaica, $762 in resort coupons, 3 nights, all inclusive with nonstop flights to Montego Bay, Jamaica. And it's $939, between $939 and $949. So these are just examples that I pulled really quick to be able to show y'all, but these are some of the opportunities that you can take advantage of personally, and you can pass on to your clients as well. Now let's get into some of these myths and misconceptions. One of the things that people always ask me is, how much experience do I need to have to be successful? And you would be happy to know that you don't need any experience to be successful, because in the year 2025, I am willing to bet that everybody who is here has booked a trip online. Is it safe to say that you've booked a trip online? You have logged on to Expedia. You might be a Priceline girly. You might just log straight on to delta.com to book your flights, or Southwest, or go to Google Flights or Skyscanner or Skiplagged or wherever you like to hang out to book. But if you have ever booked a trip online using any platform, then you already have the skills that it takes to become a successful travel agent, because we use platforms, not those same platforms, but the platforms and suppliers that we use are set up the same way. So it's literally just click, 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 book. So if you've ever clicked and booked online, then you already have the skills to start a successful travel business. Another myth is that you need a passport full of stamps to become a travel professional. Believe it or not, that is absolutely not true either. Now, is it helpful and beneficial if you have some travel experience, if you have been some places? It absolutely is, but it's not a requirement, especially when we have the opportunity to leverage AI. Okay. One of the things that our agents have access to is this AI staff. We have a whole team of AI agents that I have built, trained, and developed that are specific to the travel industry. So we can literally go on, type in, hey, I have clients, 2 clients that are 25 years old. They are traveling to Dubai on these dates. They're celebrating a birthday. Give me a list of resorts that they might be interested in. Give me a sample itinerary that they can use. And AI is going to make you seem like you have been all over the world, because AI has access to everything. So you don't personally have to have been there in order to plan a trip for your clients. I plan trips and send quotes to places that I've never been all the time. My clients don't know that, because I leverage tools to make me appear to have been everywhere. And we're going to teach you how you can do the same. So even if you don't have any passport stamps, that is not going to prevent you from becoming a travel professional. Another misconception is that you need a huge audience. In order to make money, in order to build a business, you got to have a lot of followers. That is not true at all. And I'm going to give y'all a real life example in just a second to prove my point that you don't have to already be connected to a whole lot of people in order to get paid. Another misconception is that we only get paid from booking travel. Tomorrow, we are going to get into several streams of income that you can develop from becoming a travel agent outside of just planning travel. There are tons of creative ways that you can cash in as a travel professional that don't involve you booking travel for other people. So we're going to talk about that in day 2. Lastly, another myth is that you make money by selling the business, not booking travel. I already told y'all my horror story with that. That is not the case unless you join a multi-level marketing company, unless you are part of network marketing where they expect you to be recruiters for their business. We don't. I do things like this to attract and market my business. I don't ask my agents or my students to go out and recruit other people for me. So that is a myth that I want to expose as well. So what skills are needed? Well, you do need the ability to service customers. Travel business is 99.9% customer service. When people are paying you a pretty penny, which they are, and they're trusting you with their sensitive information, they're trusting your expertise to send them to a destination in a foreign place that they've never been, your ability to serve your customers is going to be key. And so if you don't have any experience in customer service, which at this point, I feel like any job that you've ever worked probably involves some level of customer service. And so as long as you are aware that 99% of your job as a travel agent is to serve your customers, to make them feel safe, is to make them feel like they are in good hands, like you are protecting their travel plans, like you are thorough, you are doing the research. If something goes wrong, you're going to be there to support them. That is 99% of our job. And if you do that well, you are going to have repeat business. And this is an industry that word of mouth referrals is a great way for you to be able to build your business and stay in business and keep steady business. So customer service is paramount as a travel agent. Creativity is super important. I'm going to give y'all some ideas tomorrow on different ways that I and my students and my agents have been able to make money outside of just booking travel. But the more creative you can be with your travel experience, with your travel expertise, the more money that you can potentially make. So creativity is definitely key. There are a lot of travel agents in the world. I don't really think any business is saturated, because if you are creative, if you find a way to stand out, then there's no such thing as a saturated industry. But you do have to be creative and customize your offers as a travel agent. You also need the ability to collaborate. One of the things that we talk a lot about with our agents is collaborating on trips. So you might not have the capacity or the time or the flexibility or the schedule from work or the PTO to be able to host 6 trips a year. I told y'all I built my travel business by hosting trips, meaning I was planning the trips, I was going on the trips, I was hosting the trips, I was managing the trips, I was doing everything with the trips, but I was 100% an entrepreneur that was single, that didn't have any kids. So my life was completely different. And it allowed me the freedom and flexibility to be able to travel whenever I wanted to. And so that's how I was able to build my business. That is not the story or situation for everyone. So if you don't have the freedom or flexibility to be able to actually go out and travel and host your own trips, you can collaborate with other travel agents to host or co-host trips together. One of you can plan the trip, both of you can promote the trip. If you both are not going to attend, there's so many ways that you can collaborate with other agents to build your business. And we teach y'all how to do that in the training as well. You definitely have to pay attention to detail. Details are the name of the game, okay? You can't be out here spelling people's names wrong. You can't be mixing up their birthdays. Like I can't say I've seen some crazy things, because I always double check before I hit submit, but I've definitely had like some dyslexic moments where I put, the birthday, the day as the month, or, I think it said 10/5, 85 and really it said 510, 85. So being able to pay attention to detail, double check yourself and make sure that you're not making mistakes is super important. Now, one of the things that we offer to our agents is E&O insurance, which stands for error and omissions. So God forbid you do make a mistake and something happens with the details. We do have $1 million insurance policy to cover our agents. Thankfully, we've never had to use our policy, and prayerfully, we never will have to use our policy. But there are certain things that you can have in place, like insurance, to protect your business. Wi-Fi, you definitely got to have Wi-Fi. So again, you can be location independent. You can operate your business from anywhere in the world as long as you have Wi-Fi, but that is a requirement. There's not much that you can do offline. And then lastly, mentorship or training, which is what we are here for. So beyond our travel agent certification course, which again, I'm going to share with y'all about how you can be a part of that. We also, once you are certified, you have the opportunity to join our host agency, meaning that you work with us. So we are there to support you as you grow your business, not just at the start of your business, but we're going to help you sustain your business as well. That was one of the biggest downfalls of me getting started the way that I did, is that I didn't have anybody who, not only did I not have anybody who could support me as I grew my business, I didn't even have anybody who was actually booking travel to be able to help me when I was making my bookings or when I was getting inquiries. So that is a big part of what we like to be able to offer to our students and our agents. So what you don't need. You don't need a lot of followers. And again, I'm about to show y'all an example of how I have proven this to be the case. You do not need a ton of tech skills. If you have ever clicked and booked on an online platform, you already got the skills that you need. You don't need experience as an agent, so you do not have to currently be an agent. Most of you have either booked for yourself, your family, your friends. If you've ever done that, then you already got the skills that you need to be able to start your business. You don't need a ton of time, and you do not need a ton of money. And Elevate Travel and our certification course is where it's at, because we're going to show you how to do it without a lot of time and without a lot of money. So I told y'all that I'm the co-owner of Elevate Travel. This is my business partner. Her name is Takesha, and I specifically put a screenshot of her Instagram here to share a little bit more about, not needing a bunch of followers. So Takesha took my very first certification course that I launched in 2018, a long, long time ago. And after the course, she quickly became my top agent. One of the things that was most impressive about Takesha is at the time, right now she has less than 3,000 followers, but at the time she had less than 1,000 followers, okay? A couple hundred followers, and she was able to secure a 6-figure booking. Let me say that one more time. With less than 1,000 followers, she was able to secure a 6-figure booking. And I think she literally just slid in. She didn't even slide into somebody's DM. Somebody made a post about wanting to do a group trip, looking for a travel agent. She tagged herself or responded in the comments, and then she ended up getting the booking. So she used social media to get the contract, but she didn't even have 1,000 followers. So if you have been tricking yourself into believing that if you don't have a lot of followers, you can't validate yourself, or nobody's going to think you're trustworthy, that is absolutely not the case. And she is proof that it is possible. The main source of her clients is word of mouth. So Takesha personally loves to travel. She's always traveling. She's always posting about her travels. And so other people naturally slide into her DMs, naturally reach out to her because they want her to help them travel too. And then once she does a good job for one person, that turns into 2 people, and 2 people turn into 10. And she's literally built her business off of word of mouth, which is why she doesn't care how many followers she has. She does not build her business off of social media posts. She promotes her business off of social media posts, but that is not how she is getting all of her clients. She is focusing on customer service, getting clients through referrals and word of mouth, and then getting those clients to become repeat clients. So most people are going to take a vacation, at least once a year. Hopefully that's the goal, right? So if you know that your family is going on a trip every year and you have a travel agent that takes the worry away, that stops you from having to stress and having to research and having to read 100 different reviews and go to 1,000 different resort websites to figure out where you want to go. It's a no-brainer for you to hire her again. So a lot of times before they even get back from the trip that they're on, they're having such a good time wherever they are that they're already reaching out to her to say, hey, this is where I want to go next. And that is literally how you are able to build your business without having a huge following. So now she is my business partner. She is our agent manager. So she helps to manage the agents, get them set up, and support them as they are building their business. And of course, she is the co-owner of Elevate Travel. So I love being able to share her story to dispel the myth that you got to have 10,000, 100,000 followers to have a successful business. These are some of the vendors that we work with. If you've ever been to pretty much any travel site, if you scroll down to the bottom, there's usually a little tab that says travel agents or travel professionals. And those, when you click on it, I mean, you all aren't going to be able to do anything if you click on it, but if you click on it, that's where travel agencies are able to register and get an agency account that gives us access to agent rates. So those amazing rates that I was showing you examples of earlier, it's because we have accounts with these specific vendors. So these are some that we use, but I like to share this slide just to give you an example and an idea of all of the different ways that you can earn commission as a travel agent. So Vacation Express is one of my favorite suppliers. This is the one that I showed you with Mexico and Jamaica, that had the packages that included the all-inclusive resorts and the flights. So you can use Vacation Express to book Caribbean. They just added Dubai. They do Puerto Rico. They also just added a couple of domestic destinations. Vax is another really popular supplier. They book pretty much everywhere. When I get a quote for Italy, Rome, Italy, London, Paris, Bali, any place really, Vacation Access is going to have that. You can also get commissions from rental cars. So I had an agent once who worked in the entertainment industry. And so she did a lot of like tours for musicians and things. And so she did a lot of rental car bookings. That was, just the way that she built her business based on what she was already doing. So I told y'all that, I built my business doing group travel, hosting group trips, but there are tons of ways that you can build your business based on what you're personally interested in, based on what you're passionate about, and based on what you're already doing. I also had an agent once who worked in sports. And so because she worked in sports, a lot of her coworkers were sports lovers. And so she built like a sport travel business where the destinations that she went to, they were all domestic, but they were based around like different games that they, wanted to go to. So that's how she built her business. If you are a cruise lover, I know we had somebody who said that they, the last place they went to was Disney. If you can literally build your entire business around Disney, because there are people who are going to Disney every single year, whether it's the theme parks or the cruises, you can be their go-to person for that. You can build your business around cruises specifically. If you personally love cruises, that can be what you promote. That can be what you specialize in. And just because you specialize in something does not necessarily box you in or mean that you can't, sell travel to other places, but it definitely will help you in being able to market yourself as a specialist or as an expert with a specific type of travel. So you could focus on cruises, you could focus on family travel, you could focus on luxury travel, you could focus on girls trips, which is what I focused on because I was hosting them personally. You could focus on wellness travel. If you already have an existing business, depending on what industry your business is in, whether it's, a business that you started or the industry that you work in, wherever your experience is in, you can literally build your business based on what you already do. So it just makes sense. And then Viator is our supplier. Some of y'all have probably heard of it or used it to book excursions and excursions, transportation, local activities, local tours. So whenever I put together an itinerary for my clients, I also send them tour or excursion opportunities. And Viator is the way that we can earn commissions when they book those. And then lastly, golden tickets. You can actually get paid commissions on concert tickets, on sporting events, on theme parks, and all of that goes through golden tickets. So again, I told y'all tomorrow we're going to focus on different ways that you can get paid, but I just wanted to show y'all this to give you an idea, and get your wheels spinning about all of the ways that you can create an experience. As travel agents, we're not just booking hotels because people can just go do that on their own. We are putting together packages that make it make sense for them to come work with a travel professional. So instead of just sending someone to Mexico for 3 nights, you can also book their ground transportation. You can book their excursions. You can book their local tours. If there's a show that they want to go to, you can book them for that, so that we are putting together experiences for our clients, really taking out the stress and the guesswork, removing the need for them to show up somewhere and have to figure out what they're going to do tonight or where they're going to go to dinner. We can literally make those recommendations or make those reservations so that they don't have to worry about it. Those are the reasons why people want to work with travel agents, and that's why they're going to continue to work with you based on the experience that you provide for them. All right, so here are some frequently asked questions. And if you have other questions, you can definitely drop them in the chat. And I'm about to share a little bit more about our travel agent certification course. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm going to have to share a different screen to show y'all about our travel agent certification course, because it doesn't look like I put it on here. All right. Drop your questions in the chat. Drop your questions in the chat, and then I am going to go through frequently asked questions that people often want to know. All right, so I kind of already talked about this one, but I like to just say it 10, 20, 100 times so that y'all know. Is this an MLM, multi-level marketing opportunity, network marketing opportunity? It absolutely is not. So we do not build our business based on you going out and recruiting other people to be a part of the business. That is not our business model. Do I need experience to be successful? No, it is not. Oh, and back to the multi-level marketing company. We're not a part of any multi-level marketing company either. We are an independently owned travel agent. So co-owned by myself and Takesha, who I just showed y'all. We are the owners of the company. We are not a part of any other company. You do not need experience to be successful. However, you already have experience, because I know that you've booked travel for yourself, your family, your friends. So that's all the experience that you need. Can I do this while working full time? You absolutely can, because you have the freedom and flexibility to work when you want to work. Do I need to get recertified each year? You do not. So once you take our certification course, which I'm going to share what that includes in just a second, you will get your certificate. You will be a certified travel agent. And once you have it, you have it. Now, we do recommend you joining a host agency so that you can continue your education, so that you can stay updated, stay in the know, get that insider information that your host agency is able to share with you. But you do not have to get another certification once you have received one. And then how does Elevate Travel support its agents? So one of the things that we love being able to offer as a benefit is the community of other agents. I told you all about the different opportunities you have to collaborate with agents, so that you don't necessarily have to host and attend all of the trips, but you're still able to work with other agents to plan those trips, to promote those trips, to get paid from those trips without you necessarily having to go 10 different places each year. Now, if you want to, there's an opportunity for you to do that. But by collaborating with other agents, you don't have to do that. Inside our travel agent certification course, which is a 3-week course, it's 6 sessions over 3 weeks. So two sessions each week. You have the opportunity to learn not only the ins and outs of the travel business, or not of the travel industry, but you also have an opportunity to learn how to market your business. So we don't just teach you, about different destinations. We also teach you how to actually get your clients, how to service your clients, how to support your clients, how to make sales outside of just booking trips. So we teach you both sides over those 6 lessons. And again, it's a 3-week training. All right. So before I get into what we are going to go over tomorrow, let me share this other screen so I can show you what our curriculum actually looks like. Here it is. Okay. All right, so this is what our curriculum looks like inside of the course. So lesson 1, we do an introduction to travel. We talk about a day in the life as a travel agent, what your workload will look like, what some of your processes will look like, what types of forms you need in place to be able to jumpstart your business, how you can protect your business. Lesson 2 is all about domestic and international travel, the differences between the two, the difference in booking the two, what your clients are going to need and how they're going to need to be prepared to travel domestically or internationally. Lesson 3 is a booking system training. So we literally do a tutorial. We share our screen. We show you different suppliers that we use to book different types of travel. We talk to you about the different types of travel that you can book with each of the suppliers, and we show you exactly how you put together a quote, exactly how you make a booking, how you send quotes. We do all of that during lesson 3. So the first 3 lessons are centered around travel specifically. The last 3 lessons are centered around building your business. So lesson 4 is your business basics, your agent best practices, the tools and tips and tricks that you need to actually be a successful travel agent and have a successful travel business. Lesson 5 is all about tools and tech. So what systems you need in place to be able to support and sustain your business. And then lesson 6 is travel marketing basics. So we're talking about marketing, monetization, lead generation, because our goal is once you have your certification, once you have completed the course, you should be able to start getting bookings and to start responding to requests for travel inquiries. So all throughout our time together, we are going to talk to you about how you can actually go about generating leads, getting the word out about this new business that you are starting, so that by the time you finish the course, you actually should already have people in your inbox telling you the places that they want to go to. So we're literally going to tell you what you need to post, where you need to hang out, what type of online and offline activities you need to be doing consistently to get clients. Now, I'm about to share with y'all how you can enroll in the course in case some of you all are not able to join us for day 2. However, this is what you can look forward to on day 2 of this Passport to Payday workshop. We're going to talk about how to get paid as a travel agent outside of just booking travel, how to build a successful and sustainable travel business. So again, the documents, the systems that you need in place in order to get paid, in order to protect your business, how to leverage AI to automate your business. So if you are somebody who does work full time and you don't have a lot of time, I'm going to share with you ways that you can use AI to save yourself time. And then again, how to maximize your time as an agent so you are not putting in 40 hours at your 9 to 5 and then thinking that you have to put in 40 hours with this travel business. You absolutely do not. All right. So look, Stacy, I already knew you wanted to know how much it costs. So let me share with you exactly how much it costs for you to enroll in our travel agent certification. Our next course starts on June 9th. So we are just a couple weeks out, but we are offering an enrollment special, an early bird special. Now, not only do you have the opportunity to enroll, get certified in 3 weeks, you also have the opportunity to save $200 off of the regular price, which is $499. So our early bird pricing is $299. But with that early bird pricing, you also get the opportunity to bring a friend for free. What we learned is that having an accountability partner, having someone that is there to support you as you start your new business is one of the keys to being successful and being able to sustain your success. So not only do you have the opportunity to enroll for $2.99, but with that $2.99, you can bring a friend for free. Your friend can be someone who's going to be your business partner, someone who wants to start their own travel business. You have the opportunity to split the cost with them if that's what you decide to do. When you enroll, you do not have to enter their information. If you don't know who you want to bring for free yet, you can let us know that at a later date. There is an opportunity or a section for you to be able to list their information, and we will send them the link to register. But this is what you get access to for $2.99. So you get certified in 3 weeks. Again, there are 2 live sessions each week for 3 weeks. This is not a self-paced course, meaning you're not just going to log in and watch a bunch of modules. It is going to be me on screen, live, going through each of the lessons with you. You get 6-month access to the course. So beyond the 3 weeks, you still have access to all of the training materials and replays for 6 months, so that once you get started, once you start making bookings, if you do run into a question, if you do get confused, you can refer back to the lessons that you attended live. And then lastly, we are teaching you travel and business basics. So you are getting the best of both worlds. You are not just learning all things travel, but then you are left on your own to figure out how to actually build your business. We are teaching you both. So by the time you get certified, you will not only know all of the ins and outs about travel, but you'll also know how to get your first client, how to market your business, other ways that you can monetize your business outside of just booking travel. The goal is for you to have a sustainable business with consistent income, and we're teaching you how to do that. So if you scan this QR code, now if you're on your phone and you can't scan the QR code, I dropped the link in the chat, but it will pull up the registration page. Once you get to the registration page, you will see a space to enter the discount code. You have to enter this discount code TRAV25 to save $200. So to get access for $2.99 instead of $4.99, you have to enter the code TRAV25 and you get access. However, if you want to take advantage of the buy now, pay later options, which are Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay, you can take advantage of one of those as well. So there's a button on the checkout page that says, click here to access buy now, pay later options. If you click that button, it'll open up another page and it will allow you to do Klarna, Afterpay, or Affirm, so that you can do a payment plan through them. So you can go ahead and fully register, but you will not have to pay in full today. So we do have those opportunities as well. Lastly, for those of you who already know that you want to get in where you fit in, if you go ahead and register by tonight, not only are you saving $200 and bringing a friend for free, you're also going to get access to one of these vacations. Now, I'm going to talk to you more about these tomorrow, but our agency has a partnership with an incentive club where we are able to give away vacation vouchers. Now I'm showing y'all the fine print here so that y'all can see exactly what it includes and how it works. But we use these certificates as lead generation. So if we do vendor tables, if we go to in-person events, if we sponsor events, if we just want to do a social media giveaway, we are able to leverage these as giveaway opportunities. So as an agent with our agency, you will also have access to these certificates. But for those fast action takers who are like, yes, I know that this is something I want to be a part of, when you register and enroll in the travel agent certification course before midnight Eastern Standard Time tonight, you get access to one of these of your choice. So this one up here is the all-inclusive resort getaway. It is good for 2 adults at an all-inclusive resort. There are 3 Mexico destinations that you can choose from, 3 Dominican Republic destinations that you can choose from. So you can go to DR or Mexico. You have 24 months to complete your travel, and you only have to book 30 days out. Now, there is an activation fee that's $50. So I'm reading y'all all the fine print so that you know how it works. And then, once you join our agency, you will know how it works as well. Does the friend get it too, or just you for signing up? So it's only one. You only get one, but they're good for 2 people. This one is good for 2 people. This one is good for 2 adults and 2 children. And this one is good for 2 people. So you get 1 certificate, but it's good for 2 adults. So both of you can take advantage of it. And then right here, you pay the taxes and fees. So there's a $50 activation fee that you have to pay within 30 days. But then you don't have to book for 2 years. So it's good for 2 years. So right here are the taxes and fees. So it's $60 per person or $120, total for 2 people. And that's all you have to pay when you're ready to book. This one is 4 nights in Mexico. So there's a couple different cities in Mexico that this is good at, 5 different Mexico cities. None of these require a timeshare presentation either. I always like to make that clear because usually when you see things like this, you're like, oh my God, I don't want to sit in a 5-hour timeshare. This is not that. You don't have to do that. That's why I'm also telling y'all the fine print so you know exactly, what the fees are that are associated with this. So this one is $60 fee per person. This one is $149. That's not per person. That is total. And again, with this one, it's for 4 travelers, 2 adults and 2 children. And then this one is airfare and hotel for 2 nights. So it's 2 round trip flights and 2 nights hotel accommodations. This is USA only. So flights from a major international airport within the continental US, and there's 23 different destinations that you can choose from. And then the taxes and fees on this one is $199 per person. So again, you have the opportunity to choose which one of these that you are interested in. And tomorrow night, I'm going to explain to y'all how you can be able to use these to build your business as well. So you can literally, host a giveaway where you're giving away a 4-night Mexico vacation. And that's something that you can promote on your page to be able to get leads and, generate business for yourself. So let me go back, give y'all that QR code. I am also going to drop a phone number in the chat. If you have questions before you hit enroll, this is a number that you can reach me at directly. If you have questions, text me before midnight so you can take advantage of, text me before midnight because I'm not going to be up that late. But if you have questions before you enroll, this is the number for you to reach me directly if there are any questions that I did not answer here tonight. If you are interested, but you are not ready to sign up tonight, you can definitely still sign up tomorrow night. The vacation, though, is just an incentive, a perk for you taking fast action and signing up tonight. And again, once you click the link or scan that QR code, you will also have the opportunity to buy now, pay later with Affirm, Afterpay, or Klarna if you are interested in. If not, you can enter the discount code TRAV25 and it will take $200 off, making enrollment $299 instead of $499. We will be right back here tomorrow night. I am super excited to get into how you can actually get paid as a travel agent. That will be our topic for tomorrow. Bring any questions that you have, and I will see you there.